Bet the Juice podcast here with the top 5 plays for the college basketball slate tomorrow, Saturday, February 7th. It's a really good slate here. Doing a little something different here this week. Trying to open our YouTube up a little bit here. So I'm going to hop on here and talk about some of my favorite plays for the weekend. I cannot co-sign these for Connor Holiday because we did fight on, I think, 4 plays this weekend, which, I mean, for us, that's actually a lot. I literally spent, a little bit of time on here today, like, kind of talking about how somebody I know was talking about, like, hey, you guys never, like, actually fight on your podcast. I think it'd be good for content. I'm just like, dude, no, we're out here trying to make each other money. Like, we're friends. We're not here, like, trying to battle against each other. But this is just for the Power 5, basically the first show we do. I'm still about to do the after hours here in about 25 minutes. So I want to hop on here real quick and get some of these picks in. So let's jump right into it. I think my first play, I really like here. Georgetown is getting 4.5 points at home against Villanova. Over/under set at 137.5. Now, don't look now, man. The Hoyas won 4 in a row. Does Ed Cooley actually have this thing going? Is he actually going to do the damn thing? I mean, when I say, I like joke around to people like, yo, Georgetown's going to make the NCAA tournament. And they're like, oh, the resume's not there. Like, how are they going to make the NCAA tournament? I'm like, well, they'll just win the Big East tournament. They're like, there's no way Georgetown can win the Big East tournament. Now, you're probably right. You're 100% probably right. But do I remind you that Patrick Ewing, as an 8 seed in the Big East tournament, made the Final Four? Or not, maybe the Final Four. He won the Big East. He won the Big East tournament, made his way into the field of 68. I think they ended up losing the first round, but no, he didn't make it to the Final Four. He won a national championship as a player, if that counts. Not the same as a head coach, though. I will say Villanova, no look ahead here, but I mean, just the fact that the Hoyas have just won 4 straight games against like halfway decent competition in the Big East, and they're coming back to DC. Villanova struggled a little bit on the road. I don't know if Georgetown wins this game. I'm gonna pick them to win the game. I don't know if they do that though, but I think 4.5 is a little too many. The Hoyas stay in this. This is a 1-possession game. Continue on the ride, Ed Cooley. I love to see it. Missouri's laying 1.5 against South Carolina on the road. Actually, scratch that. South Carolina's laying 1.5 at home against the Missouri Tigers. What is this line? And I know I'm probably jumping into the stink because this thing fucking smells. South Carolina has been absolutely putrid at home, on the road, anywhere. Just being blown out left and right. And Missouri's right in the mix of, contending to have a shot to play in the NCAA tournament, and they need every win they can get. This is not going to be like a win that's going to like really bolster your resume or anything, but it's a win that, basically keep you in the hunt. This is more of a landmine. You lose this game, and you're right back on the bubble, Missouri. Like I think they have to come through here, and I think Dennis Gates gets the guys up. They go out here, and they play some really good basketball. They've been a very hot and cold team basically all season long. I mean, a year ago they lost by 8. A little bit of a revenge factor here. I love the Tigers here, man. I think they get it done. I know it smells, but I think they get over a hump here. So let's go Mizzou. And then next up, we have Baylor getting 15.5 at home. Dear God, that's a big number for Scott Drew. 15.5. Yeah, I know they haven't really performed to the level we thought they would all season long, but Iowa State, has actually been really good, and I think they're actually a contender to win the national title. They haven't been tested in a second. And last I checked, this Baylor Bears team has won 2 in a row, been playing some good ball down the stretch. Cameron Carr has been playing some of his best basketball. Now, he has kind of been the X factor when it comes to, betting on a lot of these Baylor games is can somebody stop Cam Carr? And Iowa State actually does have the guy to do that in Joshua Jefferson. But It's not like I'm thinking Iowa State doesn't win the game. I think Iowa State does, for sure. But I think Baylor gives them their best shot because they know this is such a marquee win. And Scott Drew will get these guys up ready to go. They have the guards to match up with Tamian Lipsey and Traore. I really think the Bears come out firing here. I don't think they'll win this game, but I think 15.5 is just way too many points. This is a 7 to 8 point win for Iowa State. Baylor doesn't completely give up. They still have a chance to make the NCAA tournament. I think, actually, if you can find odds on it, I think Baylor's going to make it because of the name factor and the fact that Scott Drew will get these guys going down the stretch. So I love the Bears here. A lot of road teams, weirdly for me, in this week's slate here. Probably my favorite play of the weekend. Texas is laying 9.5 against Ole Miss. Over-under sitting at 145.5. What are we talking about? How many times are we going to go through this? Ole Miss just covered against Kentucky with the big number on the road. They just covered against Vanderbilt with a big number on the road. Now, they did not cover against Tennessee. I will give you that. They did not cover against Tennessee. I missed on that one. But there was also about 15 technical fouls. Chris Beard got ejected in that game. I think Ole Miss comes out here firing, man. I don't know why Texas is laying 9.5 points. Who is Texas to be laying that number? And let's not mention, Chris Beard was fired from Texas. Let go for something that I don't want to get into because I don't really know the legislation about it. There's a domestic violence charge. I don't know who's in the right, who's in the wrong. I don't want to get into it. But he was still fired from that. He left Texas Tech, a place that he loved in Lubbock, to take his dream job at Texas's alma mater, who fired him for something before they even let the court case play out. And he goes to Ole Miss, and now he's going back to Austin. This is a fucking Super Bowl spot for Ole Miss. Rebs, dare I say it, plus 425 on the money line. I'm going to call it right now. Ole Miss upsets Texas in Austin, and Chris Beard gets his revenge. Sweet, sweet revenge. Let's go Rebs. And then the close of the game, the night out here on the top 5 plays. Michigan State is getting a point and a half at home. Or not, I think they're laying a point and a half at home. Sorry. Against Illinois, over under 143.5. Illinois has just knocked off Purdue on the road. Nebraska on the road. Been road warriors this entire season, and I can see the public is already jumping all over the Fighting Illini. And as impressed as I am with them, and I am impressed with how big they can play, this is a Sparty spot. Sparty blows them out. I think Sparty wins by 7 or 8. I think this is an absolute shit show. Sparty lost 2 in a row. I don't see him losing 3 straight under Izzo. He gets the guys up. They're playing hard. They're playing tough and physical. Not to be a dick here, but Illinois is they're pretty European, man. A lot of Euros. Not a lot of tough, physical. They're very talented. They don't strike me as a group of guys that are very strong and tough and just have that grit. And Michigan State will grit their way to a win here. Jeremiah Fears will play in this game. I don't care what Tom Izzo says. I have no problem laying it here with the Spartans. I think this is kind of a rout here and kind of levels out the Illinois team here. So let's go Sparty. Thanks for everybody joining here. We're going to see what we do this week, and I will be back next week with the same amount of picks, maybe popping throughout the week. So give us a follow here at Bet the Juice Podcast on Twitter. I am at C Mitchell Hoops. Please give us a follow. I appreciate it, guys. Until next time, we're out here.